Hello, so this is on understanding diversity. It's really on understanding my own culture. So, understanding diversity is a journey that begins at a personal level. Um, Before exploring cultural dynamics of different groups and group dynamic differences, it is important to examine your own unique worldview, which includes assumptions and perceptions. To recognize your own individual differences, consider, for example, the diversity within your family. How different are you from your siblings? How different are you from your parents? How different is your family in comparison to relatives? Exploring these kinds of questions is an initial step in the ongoing effort to develop cultural awareness. Diversity exists within any cultural group. Even within the white population, we see diverse ethnic subgroups, for example, people of German, Irish, or French heritage whose members maintain and express particular valued cultural practices. These cultural expressions vary based on lived experiences related to such factors as geography, age, religion, and socioeconomic status. Um, Therefore, I urge you to avoid making generalizations based on unexamined assumptions or perceptions that can sustain stereotypes. Overgeneralizing can result from limited and superficial assessments of observed behaviors and practices. Um, this is actually a pivotal step toward gaining respect, acceptance, and equality for groups that have been marginalized by schooling practices. This article was aimed at school, but I'm going to use it for my own purposes. So, understanding one's worldview and social positioning um, engenders curiosity, inquiry, interest about different cultural groups. In daily instruction, cultural awareness accompanies learning how to build meaningful connections with clients and their families. So, thus, interested in learning about students helps the teacher design and deliver authentic learning experiences while enhancing cultural sensitivity. Learning about diversity entails a movement of self-awareness to inquiry to action through advocacy for students who are marginalized by the education system. A cultural identity essay is a paper that you write exploring and explaining how your place, upbringing, ethnicity, religion, socioeconomic status, and family dynamics, among other factors, created your identity as a person. Even facts such as what activities you took part in as a child can help be part of your cultural identity. Your cultural identity is ultimately the group of people that you feel that you identify with. The thought process behind this is known as a cultural identity theory. You just have to ask yourself some insightful questions to keep the theory of cultural identity in mind as you write. So I came up with 10 questions to help me explore my own cultural identity and what impact it has had on my professional life. So, where did I grow up? I grew up mostly in Bangor, Maine, where I was born. My parents were living in when I was born, my parents were living in Bradley, Maine, in a small trailer park. I don't remember the trailer park well. When I was 5 years old, my family moved to Bangor, Maine. I was forced to start a new school. I didn't make any friends there. I was teased for being different. Most of the kids in my class were teased me for being different. I was a pretty large child. Um, so who was in my household? In my household, there were my sisters, Lynn and Jamie, my mother and father. Did birth order influence who I was as an adult? I'm the youngest out of the 3 girls. I don't think this influenced who I am as an adult. I think in my own household, I was more influenced by my dad's age and my parents' age difference than any other factor. My father was 47 when I was born, while my mother was only 23. They seemed happy at first, though they did end up getting divorced when I was 14. So who raised me? Mostly my father. What were the family roles? When my parents were together, my father stayed home and did the housework and helped the kids with their homework while my mother worked. My sisters were usually out with their friends while I stayed home and played on my computer or watched movies with my father. My father and I were really close. He was like my best friend until he passed away when I was 18. So how did I grow up? Well, when we moved to Bangor, Maine, I was teased by everyone in my class except for a few who ignored me. It wasn't until the 3rd grade that I made a few friends. I wasn't really close with anyone. I had bad self-esteem and self-image, and this followed me throughout life. And I'm still not quite sure who I am culturally, spiritually, or personally. How did foods I eat as a child influence my identity? I don't think my food really impacted me much. Um, did I look different from the kids I went to school with? Wasn't a lot of cultural diversity in my class. I was different, but only because I was the larger person. How did this impact me? As I mentioned, I have had self-esteem and self-image issues that I've been working on my entire life. And lastly, does my life today match the life I was raised in? Without realizing it, I think in aspects I have a very similar life to my parents. I get up early and work or go to school, while my partner stays home and does the housework. Though I have to admit, this is the best relationship I have personally ever been in. So what are the impacts of this on my professional life? There are actually lots of impacts my own culture have on my professional life. I'm a white American woman who has social privilege and power over other cultures. One book I read in college called Privilege, Power, and Indifference by Alan G. Johnson. This book was a great tool that examines systems of privilege and difference in our society. It was written in an accessible kind of conversational style. This book links theory with engaging examples in ways that enable readers to see the underlying nature of privilege and their connection to it. Through this own book and my own self-exploration, I realized some clients will be hesitant because I am a woman, while other clients will be hesitant because I'm white. In both cases, I have privilege and power over my client. Ignoring these things would cause strain on the relationship. I must address these issues and work through them with my client. So thank you for watching.